York Football Giants are on the road at the Chicago Bears. This is 4.5, 5 in favor of the Bears at home over the Giants. 46.5 is our total here in this one. So Noops, the market moved against me. I played over 47, so I have the worst of the number. I get it. There could be some weather in this that has forced the total down. It's not to that level yet, and it's Chicago, so it can change, and I could be really, really on the bad side. It's not to the level yet that I get super concerned. I mean, 15 sustained is it's not great, but it's not like the worst thing in the world. And like Gus 25, whatever. I mean, we see that on fairly regular occasion. Yeah, I mean, if it's a long field goal, can certainly affect that and whatever. So I don't know. I mean, again, I'm on the worst of the number here. And certainly it could keep going lower if we wake up on Sunday and Chicago does what Chicago does, and it can be way, way worse. It could also be way, way better. That's the other thing we see with Chicago too, right? Where it just the stuff moves through faster than we thought and whatnot. So I mean, the really only conclusion for me was two horrific defenses and two offenses that have shown at least a little bit of propensity for moving the ball and scoring. And so I thought this was a dead over game, and then the whole weather situation came in.
Yeah, I think the weather situation too, we need to factor in how each of these teams play. Neither one of these teams kick a lot of field goals, so you can sort of lessen the impact there. Neither one of these teams really have receivers to push the ball down the field. Caleb Williams has been hesitant to throw downfield all season. Jackson Dart would love to throw the ball downfield, but there's just nobody on the team to get down there and catch the ball. So I think you're actually going to have a little bit of a limited effect weather-wise in terms of how this total looks. Now, my big concern for overbettors would be these are two teams that run clock, that run the ball. Maybe there's just not enough possessions to get this game over, but it's a situation where the Giants keep losing and I want to bet them. The Bears keep winning and I want to bet against them. So it's just a really, really difficult game here, especially when you consider the Giants don't have a single win on the road this season. And, the Bears, I think this is a game where we learn a lot about the Bears. If Chicago is a good team or maybe just not a bad team, they win this game by at least a touchdown. This Giants team is depleted. Like you mentioned, the defense is just abhorrent at this point. There is nothing in the secondary to slow down Caleb Williams here if he can finally really get his hands around this Ben Johnson offense and throw the ball. So it's Bears or pass. I'm going to pass and just try to see if this is another game where Chicago barely beats a bad team, or if they finally really show us that they've got some upside. They could be a good team and they win this game by 7, 10, maybe even 14 points.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really, really torn with this because it's like, even if the weather is kind of wonky, Noops, it's like you make a great point about them. It's not really like a push the ball down the field type offense anyway. And honestly, like the Bears, I think found something in Monongai last week, like pretty explosive dude. By the way, Giants giving up over the last 4 weeks the most the most rush yards, most rushing success rate, most rush EPA per play allow. Like their rush defense has been absolutely horrific. So you can still score by running the ball. I know we think like teams that run the ball a lot, it's like, oh, well, it's just going to drain clock and they can't score. But it's like if you're getting runs at 8 and 9 and 11 yards and stuff a clip, you can still put up points. And so I don't know. I'm maybe I'm just talking myself into thinking that I didn't put in a bad bet in my account, but I'm actually not. I don't really hate it, even if unless we wake up to again the 30-mile-an-hour sustained and 45-mile-an-hour gusts. And then at that point, it's like, it's toast. But outside of that, I'm like,
I understand what you're trying to do, and it's good to be a little bit cautious. Obviously, long-term, you always want to try to beat the market, but I agree. I don't know if CLV in this game, given the questions about the weather and both teams, is maybe as predictive as it would be in other games.